And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. We got a great one lined up today. We've got a super cheap, welfare price crypto that you've already heard of, that you've already invested in, and might have sold out some, or maybe you invested 100% in and you pulled out 75% of it. You're going to want to know about this again. I deep dived it. This little crypto is kicking ass. I'm going to show you how powerful future is set up. This year, this crypto is going to be accepted by the EU. Now, we went over how many cryptos are accepted by the EU, probably like 5 or less, 3, something like that. Circle, fucking Standard Chartered has a coin or something, like 3, 4, or maybe 5, okay? This crypto is something else. It's not Root. One of you guys were close. Zebek. I'm going to go over Zebek. I'm going to show you what I found out about Zebek. A lot of people probably got rid of Zebek. That was a bad mistake. If you didn't hold on to Zebek, because this year, Zebek's going to go nutso. And I'm going to show you with evidence what I found. This is a very, very powerful crypto, very connected, very strong history on it. Massive growth. It's beating out Visa, MasterCard. Imagine that. Zebek is beating out Visa and MasterCard in their countries that they're in. And this thing kind of just started, okay? So it's got tremendous, crazy room to grow. I'm going to show you that on Crypto Hulk Show. We're going to start in right with that. No bullshit, nothing. Go straight to it. Crypto Hulk, show me about it. Show me the money. Zebek, I was shocked when I studied Zebek, did a deep. I looked into it before. I recommended it that I'm going to buy it. I recommended that I'm going to buy it, and I still have it. I decided this time, you know what? I want to know what all the hype is with this Zebek coin. And when I did a deep dive, I'm like, oh my God, this thing's fucking massive. Okay. Let me get started on this. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Some people, yeah, I was going over Zebek, I think I bought it a month or 2 ago. 2 months ago. I just dumped a fat amount, a crazy amount. I don't want to say how much. A lot. All of it. So that's what I put into Zebek. Absolutely an amazing crypto. Consider it like a baby Mike Tyson. That's growing very fast. Every year, this thing will grow by 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. This is Zebek. Say, my name's Crypto Hulk, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. Now, if you're a member at the, here we go, $10 level, if I do anything with this crypto, whether it's buy more or whatever, I'll let you know in the $10 group. I'll do a post. Because I've got people that are members that are at the $10 member, and they're kind of like, you need to give us something. And I understand. I don't barely do anything for the $10 people. The people that get $10 memberships are going out of their way, above and beyond. So, and some people were kind of like, they were just stating the facts. Hey, Crypto Hulk, I got a $10 membership. You people that got $10 memberships, if I decide to go 100% all in, or take a profit or whatever, I'll let you know exactly when I do that in the $10 group. All right. Now, everybody else, you'll know what the crypto is. You already know it. Congratulations. Never buy anything on a speculative basis. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. I never sold off any of my Zebek when I bought it 2 months ago. So I still got a great portion. I think Zebek right now on Caleb Brown is 30% of my total investments. Okay, Zebek compared to my biggest investment I have on Caleb Brown, which is probably fucking HBAR, Zebek is 30%. So for every $3 in HBAR, I got one Zebek. Okay, so that's my ratios. And HBAR is my biggest investment on Caleb and Brown. So yeah. Anyhow, let's get, so don't buy anything. Before every show, I get really, really fucking high. Heroin, cocaine. I just snorted 3 lines of coke, injected about half an ounce of heroin, took a handful of roofie pills, washed it down with 16 ounces of vodka, and I think I'm ready to go. Let's start in on Zebek. Here we go. This thing is, I'm telling you what. Landon Smith, are you hearing me? Crypto Hulk voice. Are you hearing me? Okay. This crypto is going to run. I'm letting you know. You might have owned it before. You haven't heard this before. They didn't make these announcements. This just came out. You're going to want to really consider Zebek. I'm not saying buy. I'm just, you need to seriously. I'm pretty well in. I can't really tell you how much in I am in on this. When you see this, what I'm going to tell you now, the next, hey, I don't care. I got 2 other articles besides this. If we just focus on this one for the show, that's fine. Because this is money right here. I'm not in this fucking crypto space anymore just to sit around and wait for fucking ever. Now that these cryptos are running, we're in alt season, by the way. Just thought I'd let you know. Alt season has officially started, according to Crypto Hulk. Some of these little cryptos, look, Bitcoin ain't going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And this coin very well may. Okay, but anyhow, let's get to work here. It's all about facts. Zebek buys a compliance firm called Gatenox ahead of MICA, which is Europe, and FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, which is like England, United Kingdom, regulatory push. Ahead, Zebek buys a company called Gatenox because Zebek wants to be ahead of regulations that are coming very soon. Okay? I don't know if you've noticed, but in the past 2 months, there's been crazy news. I'll even say in the past month, I'm knocking out 2 shows a day. And I've got lots of articles. I'm not short of news articles. I'm not. I've got a shit ton of news. All kinds of shit going on. IPO seasons where these companies are just coming up and all of a sudden, bam, now they're worth $6, $7 million, $11 million. This has taken off. This altcoin season, you don't need to just have Bitcoin or Ethereum to make money. I'm going to show you what I feel about Zebek and how it's going to make me money. I'm not talking about you. Zebek is buying a compliance company to get them ahead of the rules for Europe, because that's where Zebek is located, in Eastern Europe, and it's a powerhouse, I'm telling you. I'm going to read some things. I'm going to do some screenshots. Everybody gets to see those. I'm going to show you the free people, you guys get all the evidence you need. I'm just saving for the people that are the special group members. And you don't even need that. You do your own thing, but the $10 people want to know exactly if I'm buying more, when do I cut back and take a little bit of profit or something like that. That's for them. If you just want to, anyway, let me move on. Fuck it. Zebek's move reflects a shift toward embedding compliance at the protocol level. Everybody, look, regulations are coming. And they're going to squash out shitty-ass crypto. This is not Zebek. Zebek is getting ahead of not like Tether. Tether's a fucking joke. Zebek is getting ahead of regulations because they know it's coming. Look, you guys, we all know it's coming. Crypto regs, right? If your crypto isn't regulated or it's shady. I'm going to show you how Zebek is trying to get out in front of regulate. They're not trying to hide. They're trying to get out in front of regulations because this is a very aggressive company. From the information I studied, very aggressive. They're the market champions of where they're at. It's a small company. Let me tell you something. They start off small. That's when I want to buy. I want to buy some shit when it's 0.00. If there's a lot of fucking zeros, that's what I want. Because I can put in a little bit of money and make a fuck ton. And if I put in a lot, I'll make a fuck ton. Okay? So right here, they're trying to get ahead of regulations. We got, let me click here. Gate next. Go to underneath the picture. Financial infrastructure company Zebek Network has acquired Gatenox, Gatenox, a compliance and identity platform. Remember, we were talking about all that digital identity my last show, right? We're talking about how Visa and Venmo, right, are getting this universal ID, right? We just talked about it like 12 hours ago before I went to sleep at night. Here we are. What is this? Identity. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. It's coming. I'm trying to let you know in advance, months in advance. They're going to take off. They are right now pursuing getting everything all legitimate, getting all the regulations. I'm going to talk to you about this here in a little bit. They want to be ahead of they know it. Look, all these rich people know what's going to happen. All of a sudden now, Zebek is like, green light regulations. We got to go. It's kind of like if you're in the military, it's called sit around and wait and then hurry up. Like you'll sit there in the military for like the longest fucking time, 8 hours. And then everybody, hurry up. We got to get on the plane. And it's like, hurry up and wait, we called it, all right? Before we go anywhere on a deployment or some shit, we'll be sitting in the staging area, 6, 7 hours. Nobody's doing nothing. Then all of a sudden they come in, hurry up, we got to get going. And it's like they want you on this fucking bus, all the bags organized perfectly. You should do that shit in 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck. Anyhow, this is what's going on right here. They're hooking up because they want compliance, regulatory compliance. Gatenox is helping Zebek get regulated because Zebek is going to take over in the areas. They're already taking over in their areas of Europe where they're at right now. This company is massive power. I'm going to show you all the truth bombs here in a minute. It talks about know your customer. So Zebek's going to have know your customer, know your business, KYB, anti-money laundering, AML. They're going to have all this. So they're not doing this just for the fuck of it. Zebek is a powerful company in Eastern Europe. I'm telling you, they're beating out Google and MasterCard and shit. I'm telling you, they're beating out those names, okay? And they're growing at like 46% per year. It's fucking crazy. I'll show you all these facts here in just a minute. Let me go to my next. Okay, go to where it says Zebek to pursue MiCA and FCA compliance. Here we go. Here is how a small crypto becomes fucking massive, is when they get all regulated by the governments and where they live. And then later it spreads to the governments around them. Okay. So Zebek plans to leverage Gatenox's technology to pursue what? Regulatory regulation. There you go. Under the European Union's market in crypto assets, MiCA, and with the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority. We have a cryptocurrency that is going straight to the regulators and saying, hey, regulate us and give us a green light because we're ready to launch, okay? That's what we got going here. Now, go down just a little bit. They've got people that, no, okay, so who's helping them? What makes these people that are going to help Zebek, what's going to make them succeed? Well, one of the people, okay, they've got people that used to work at the Union Bank of Switzerland. There's that. They also have had people working at the American International Group. And guess what? They've got people that have experience with the Royal Bank of Scotland. That's an official Ripple partner right there. See what's going on? You bring over the big dogs, and yet Zebek, I'm telling you, okay? That's how they're that's how they're going to get through this regulatory dumb shit. Is you got Switzerland International Group and Royal Bank of Scotland. And they're going to start setting up all of Zebek's policies and anti-money laundering and all that shit. They're taking, see, what happens is this. You got people from the biggest fucking banks, right? And they can only make so much money in a bank. They quit, go to a small company. That's why you buy a small crypto, right? Like I'm buying a small crypto that's 0.00, because then if you dump in, then if I dump in $3,000, that 3,000 turns into 9 to 15,000. If I go to like buy Bank of Scotland stock today, it's not going up by tomorrow 5 times, okay? If I want to make a shit ton of money and I work for Bank of Scotland, I want to work for a tiny company and blow that thing out like Zebek. So it goes from 0.002 to $1. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why these people leave the Royal Bank of Scotland to go work for some small company like Zebek. Give them all the regulations, and then boom, it takes off. The Bank of Scotland stock ain't going up 300% tomorrow. Is it possible that Zebek goes up 300% tomorrow? Absolutely. Will that happen at Bank of Scotland? No. Will that happen at International Group? No. Will that happen at Union Bank of Switzerland? No. Will it happen at Zebek? It could. So these people are not looking at next week, tomorrow. They're looking at like next year. They're trying to have hundreds of millions. That's what's going on here. Is they're working on compliance right here. Now, who else is involved in this? This is about to get very massive quick right now. The 2 founders of GateKnox, listen to this. Previously founded Blik, that's BLIK, the largest mobile payment platform in Eastern Europe. Now, the GateKnox deal follows Zebek's earlier acquisition of Science Card. Okay. So they've been acquiring, Zebek has been acquiring different businesses to help them take off. Now we're going to get into at the evidence phase right here. I'm going to start taking screenshots because I've got the Super Grok and it won't allow me to screen share. Or I mean, send you the link. I'm going to show you page 1. I'm going to show you the same evidence that I have. Okay. What I'm going to show you right now is we're going to go through this crypto. Look right here, Blik's overview. I'm going to show you right now. Zebek and Blik's. Let's read his first little paragraph. Founding and ownership. We're talking about Blik. The Polski Standard Platno. I can't speak Polish. What is Blik and who owns it and why is it good for Zebek? Because Blik is a joint venture of 6 major Polish banks. Do you get it? Let me name off some names. Bank Polski. Never heard of it. Alior Bank, Bank Millennium. Have you heard of Santander? Ripple partner right there. This fucking shit is Ripple, okay? It's undercover Ripple, okay? I'm showing you right here. What's the next one? ING, Ripple partner, okay? We haven't even started yet. And I'm showing you, this is right at the beginning of my Grok report, right at the very fucking beginning. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more pieces of evidence. This is the first piece of evidence. I started from the beginning of the report and we'll go all the way to the end. From the very beginning, you've got 2 Ripple partners already working with Blick. You know why Blick is coming up fast? It's already using Ripple technology. This is a no fucking brainer. I looked this up and I'm like, oh shit, Blick's a Ripple partner. Well, they're using Ripple partners, Santander and ING. So right from the beginning, you look at, okay, Crypto Hulk, you got Zebek working, they're working with Blick. And the reason they're going to be successful, Zebek's going to be successful, they're moving money with Ripple technology. Ta-da! There you go. They don't go out and advertise that. That's when you got to kind of find on your own. Let's look at the next page. Let me take a picture and show you. I want to show you all the evidence so people aren't going to be like, well, he's just making all that shit up. Only dumb shit people say that. If you guys know, if you've been watching Crypto Hulk, it's just facts on this channel. I don't need to like say, well, I think they're related. Look, I'm going to show you the fucking evidence so you can read it with your own eyeballs. Okay. All right. Next, we're looking at overview. We're looking at Blick's overview, BLIKS overview. Go to the second paragraph. It shows functionality. Go to the last sentence in there. It says, it also offers, so Blick, B-L-I-K, which is Zebek, offers what? Contactless means you don't touch nothing. Payments via what? MasterCard technology. Listen to this. So Blick is using not just Ripple, that's their foundation. They're founding banks that started Zebek and Blick is Santander and ING. Their foundation, like when you build a house, your foundation is Ripple. Sounds pretty fucking good, Crypto Hulk. Let's keep going. Now, next, it just keeps getting better, but there's nothing negative about Zebek at all. Next, under their functionality, how does it function? Zebek uses contactless payments. There's no touching involved, unless you want to. There's no touching involved. They're using MasterCard, which is a total Ripple partner. MasterCard and Ripple joined together for a debit card. Well, this one, you don't even need the debit card. Zebek is that advanced. Listen to this. That they're using MasterCard's tokenization technology. When I read that, I'm like, oh shit, they're already using tokenized money. I've never heard of any other company doing that except Zebek, okay? And you can read that shit for yourself. Let me take another picture for your next slide of evidence. And I'll blow the screen up. Well, no, let me just do this. We go to there. Okay, your next evidence. Hold on. One, two, three, four. Okay, your next evidence here, ranking Blick against competitors. So now you're going to see Zebek is a fighter with Blick, okay? Let me check something just very quickly here. I'm looking at the original article. Zebek, yeah, they're using gate knocks. Very interesting. So the founders of GateKnox that's helping Zebek, they're the ones who are doing the compliance that I said. And then Blix comes in for the payments, right? So you got compliance with payments. That's what you need. I wouldn't be surprised if either GateKnox or Blick or Zebek buys a bank. Or here's what I'm guessing, because they're going to have to do this. Or Zebek, GateKnox, or Blick form a partnership with a bank. So now you got banking. Then you get a green light for stocks, bonds, derivatives. See how all this works? So Zebek's starting off. It's very small, you guys. I know that. It's a very small company. You never heard of it and all this. You're going to hear about it. That's what I'm showing you months in advance. I'm showing you right now, before this Zebek takes off like insane, what is going on with Zebek, Crypto Hulk? Why should I get into Zebek? I'm showing you here slide by slide. Next one, market share. I want to show you something. I want to show you what Blick is doing to their competitors, and that's why Zebek is their partner, okay? Let's go to number one, where it says market share and user base. Go to, in 2021, so we're talking 4 years ago, 96% of Polish banking apps, almost every Polish banking application, they knew about Blick. And guess what? 50% of, in Eastern Europe, if 50% here preferred Blick over anything else, and even considered 44 brand power index, 44% was double that of MasterCard and Visa. What is this? You can take MasterCard and Visa, compare it to Blick, and Blick still beats out. The people still preferred Blick over MasterCard and Visa. That's showing you right here. This little brand called Zebek that I want to get into. I already owned it before the show. I'm just letting you know, I've already owned Zebek from like 2 months ago. But I wanted those people that I didn't do a deep dive on this. I deserve to do a deep dive. And I wanted to show you this. Blick, which is Zebek, is kicking MasterCard and Visa ass in Eastern Europe. Just saying, okay? Next slide. Here, it's going to kick Apple Pay's ass. Let me show you another photo of this. I'm zooming in, so if you're on a phone, you can read it without having to expand it too much. Okay, right here. What do we got? Ranking Blick against competitors. Go to where it says competitors. Underneath that, it talks about Apple Pay. Apple Pay and Google Pay are popular, but Blick's integration into all major Polish banks apps gives it an edge in accessibility. Listen to this. Here we go. Here's where the Zebek partnership with Blick. Apple Pay's NFC exclusivity on iPhones limits its reach to Blick's code-based system. So Blick is using a code-based system. So wanted to show you that one. Let's go to our next one. PayPal. Now I'm going to show you where it kicks. I'm going to show you where Zebek and its relationship with Blick and the GateKnox is kicking PayPal's ass, okay? Let me paste this for you. Go to where it shows competitors. Okay, you got one, market share and user base. It shows Poland. Then it shows competitors, right? Under competitors, go down to where it says PayPal is widely used for online payments. So in Eastern Europe, this is where Zebek and Blick is coming out. They're coming out and they're trying to get licensed so they can expand, right? Look here, PayPal. They're big, right? They're massive. PayPal's massive. Listen to this. PayPal is widely used for online payments, but PayPal lacks Blick's POS, which is point of service, and ATM capabilities. There you go, right there. This is a little company, but it's kicking ass. I'm showing you right here. Next page. Let me take a photo of it. In 2024, Blick processed, listen to this, 2.4 billion transactions. Okay. Now, how much really is that, Crypto Hulk? It's a 46% year over year increase. Are you hearing me? That's like you take half the business it did and then double that for next year. That's like giving yourself a 46% pay raise. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. Your boss, and if you're self-employed, congratulate yourself. Your boss just gave you a 46% pay raise. Right there. Next, let me take the next picture. Let me send it to you. Look under the next section that says technology. It shows number 3, technology and innovation, BLIK. It says it's partnership with MasterCard. There we go. Now we know it's hooked up with MasterCard. It enables global contactless payments via NFC using tokenization, everybody. Rivaling means beating out Apple Pay and Google Pay. Blick, which is Zebek, is using an NFC tokenization process called MDES, which I don't understand, but I know what a token is, and that's crypto, folks, okay? And it's rivaling Apple Pay and Google Pay, which means it's beating them out, okay? Next, integration with Stripe. Oh my, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Integration with Stripe and Boku enhances the e-commerce reach. Blick, one-click and check features streamline repeat purchases and person-to-person transfers. Now, one of the last things I want to show you is what are their plans for the world, Crypto Hulk? What is Zebek's plan? Are they going to grow to other countries, or what's the deal? Well, I'm glad you asked that, because we're about to look right here. Here we go. International expansion. Here we go. Blick, Zebek, Gatenox, targets fast-growing e-commerce markets. That's what we like, fast-growing. Plans to enter Austria, oh nice, and other EU markets. They aim to make Blick a pan-European system competing with the European Payments Initiative. Everybody, it's about to get real with Zebek, okay? That's why they are working on right now. When they get that green light for regulations, they're going to start blowing. Look, They're looking for the fastest growing markets. This company's not trying to, I think we'll grow 5%. These motherfuckers are growing payment-wise 46% a year. That's fucking amazing. I mean, if I had a 46% pay increase every year, that would be like quite nice. But just wanted to put that one out to you. And let me check. Now you can buy these cryptos at Caleb and Brown. If we let me type this in. I got Zebec. Let me see how it compares. I got to do a 2-factor authentication. Hold on a minute. So, yeah, Zebec is, I got Hedera, XDC, Flare, and Stellar. So that's all pretty good. Let's look here. So this is what we're looking at right here. That is the Zebec. It's a crypto that's a very aggressive company. That's what we just saw here. Plenty of the solid connections of everybody. All these totally solid connections. You got Ripple, MasterCard, Stripe Circle. So see how you got the MasterCard, they're partnering with Circle and Ripple and both. So this is very, very well connected. They're going for regulations, not for the fuck of it. They're going for regulations because these people are trying to take over. So that's what we got for Zebec. And I just wanted to deep dive that real quick. And let me click out of these here and go to our next article. And we got Zebec. Let me clear that out. All right. Next article, BlackRock. Now we're going to the biggest investment company in the entire world. Let me check the comment section real quick. What about the root? What about it? That was amazing. Deep dive Hulk. The coin is ZBCN. Something about some assets need to be allocated first. All right, let's go right here to BlackRock. And let me see. Let me give you that article. So copy and paste. BlackRock's tokenized money market fund BIDL tops 10 million in May dividends. So what do we got here now? This is like the very beginning. We were going over BIDL and BlackRock over a year ago. We were talking about ALGO, the crypto, when it was about 10 cents on my channel. I showed you the connections that ALGO had with Ripple and Axelar and all these things. And it took about 2 months later. And then I think maybe 3, I don't know, maybe longer. And then finally Ripple announces that. So there are times on this channel when you find out crypto information faster than when Ripple announces it or whatever, okay? Now, what do we got here with BlackRock if you're new? BlackRock is the biggest financial institution in the world. And what they did is they tokenized treasury bonds, right? So you take a real world asset, put it into a crypto form, and now it's liquid. You can trade it. It becomes more valuable, let's say that way. And what BlackRock did is they're the biggest and they're the richest. So they're kind of like what they do, it sets the standard. So BlackRock is an asset manager, their first tokenized money market fund created in partnership with Securitize. Now that's important, Securitize, because that's a Ripple partner right here. So you can see right from the beginning, BlackRock is utilizing Ripple, and I haven't gotten into the other evidence yet either. So here we got BlackRock's tokenized money market fund BIDL tops 10 million in May for dividends. So here we got BIDL, and they're working with Securitize because that's how you tokenize this stuff. Now, ALGO, here's the article for that, ALGO. Let me do a copy. ALGO Finance to move 95 million to BlackRock's tokenized fund for instant settlements. So it started off with ALGO. We're looking here at March 2024. So about a year and a couple months ago, okay? This fund started off with like 95 million. Now it's at like 3 or 4 billion, which is a crazy amount. Now, ALGO could not do all this by itself to help BlackRock. So that's why a company called, and a crypto, all these are cryptos right now. ALGO's a crypto. If you can buy it, you can buy it. It's on Caleb and Brown. So here you got ALGO and Axelar integrate. So now we have proof that ALGO joins Axelar. And then as far as where does Ripple come in again? Ripple comes in right here. Let me show you the article. So that's Axelar. That's another really good, solid crypto, probably that I need to get. Not probably, I definitely need to get. Axelar, I don't have it yet. But Ripple and Axelar foundation partners. So you got BlackRock working with Securitize. That's a Ripple partner. Then ALGO goes to tokenize it, but it needs Axelar, another Ripple partner. So far, just right here, BlackRock has 2 Ripple points of contact or partnership, whether they're using the tech or whatever it is. You got Ripple's involved in 2 parts of just the BIDL alone. I'm sure there's other parts that I can't see, but we at least got 2 connections to Ripple with this whole thing. And then we got 3 cryptos, XRP, Axelar, and ALGO, all involved in some way, probably with this. Now, what's interesting, let's look to this article really quick. What BlackRock's the biggest, right? So nobody wants to go first because if they lose money or whatever, it's going to be all bad, right? When you're BlackRock, you've got more money you can imagine. So they have some luxury to get into tokenizing, and if they mess up a little here or there, it doesn't matter because they have about $13 trillion in assets. It don't cost $13 trillion to tokenize shit. So maybe they got to spend 5 million, 50 million, 100 million. I don't know what it costs them to start tokenizing, but there you go. Robert Driscoll. The hits keep on coming. I'm going to miss this channel. Thanks, Hulk and fam. You know, I'm going to miss it too when this crypto takes off. I don't know what. Like, this channel is important. Like, people are making a shit ton of money off this channel. You know, don't get greedy with these cryptos. Definitely buy whatever cryptos you find to have value. If you want to shave off and make some money along the way, you know, just keep some of it, you know, of the original crypto. Because later, when that shit's not going to be 0.002 cents, it might be like $5, $10, $20. And if you got 5,000 of them or whatever it is, I mean, you might have $1 million in Zebek one day, like no doubt about it, you know, and all these different cryptos that we buy. So one day, yeah, this show will be over. I don't know what I'll get into after this. It's going to be strange. Stacy Coleman, thank you very much. Tax-free donation. Best channel ever. So worth the time to listen in. Thanks, Hulk. And then you got Knuckle Dragger. Thank you very much for that tax-free donation. So there you go with your BlackRock. Let me look. Also, what this is doing, this fund. Now, here's where your crypto comes in. BlackRock is paying dividends like daily. Let me look if I could find. Okay. Down near the bottom, second to the last paragraph. Since its launch about a year ago, BUIDL has distributed $43 million in dividends, highlighting growing demand for institutional grade. Look, the reason BlackRock did this is because they want all the institutions to buy their shit, okay, their fund, all right? No, and a lot of times you get first mover advantage. Like, I'm still with the same bank I was like 20 years ago. I mean, it's just like if you get the customer first, they're never going to leave. That's your advantage right there. But right here, BlackRock, it's showing here daily distributions and near time real returns. There you go with that. So that's how you're able to do this with this crypto. Before, you would get like dividends every quarter. Every quarter, they'd send you a check, probably in the mail, and then you go cash it. Nowadays, bam, every day you wake up, bam, paycheck, 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 like that. Now with BUIDL, here's the thing. It says in this article, for an individual to buy in, you got to have $5 million. You got to buy $5 million of BUIDL to get into this, a little bit above my pay grade, I have to admit. Now, if you're an institution and you want to buy BUIDL, you got to buy $25 million worth at a time. So with that, that's kind of a lot for me. But I just wanted to show you how big this is. And I wanted to show you what cryptos are involved in this project. Let me check the comment section here. Jack Watkin, thank you very much for that. $5 million's a bit high, says Don. Yeah, I know, it's just a little bit above my. I usually like to keep it at 4 million. Okay, next is Wise. Wise to move primary listing to the U.S. Money transfer behemoth Wise is to move its primary listing to the United States in a fresh blow to the London Stock Exchange. Okay, this is very interesting right here. What we're seeing is countries the businesses from other countries are starting to come to America, get licensed. They want to get on our stock exchange. Wise is a massive company. It's leaving England. It wants to be in the United States. Look, everybody, they know something's coming. Okay. We're seeing all this IPO shit all of a sudden. Look, nothing's a coincidence. These people do stuff, but some stuff you can't hide, right? You can't hide certain things. But that's why we watch what they do, right? Everything will leave England. England's going to have to make a choice real quick. But that's what... In its full year results statement, Wise says the plan for a dual listing, so they want to list it on both in the United States and United Kingdom, will help the firm grow its business in the U.S. market. Oh, you bet their ass they want to come to the United States, the strongest economy in the world. It says here, we believe the addition of a primary U.S. listing would help us accelerate our mission and bring substantial strategic and capital market benefits to Wise and our owners. These include helping us. I'll leave it at that. Now let's look at some evidence here for Wise. They're partners with Standard Chartered. Let's take a very quick look at this. Let me do a copy paste. There you go. Standard Chartered partners with Wise. When was this? About 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Look what we got going on. Standard Chartered is a massive Ripple partner. Okay. They've been there from about almost day one, 2016. Now, Standard Chartered partners with Wise to transform international payments experience. See, they planned this shit out 7 months ago. The partnership will allow Standard Chartered customers in Asia and the Middle East to send money in 21 currencies. What they're doing now, everybody, if you can see this, you know how I said a fintech is going to hook up with a bank? Or maybe a bank wants to go buy a small fintech company. See, a bank's got the license, right? But the fintech company's got the tech. So if we take Wise and mix it up with Standard Chartered is a real official bank. But Wise has the technology as well, but so does Standard Chartered. So a lot of times these can work together, these companies, and that's what we're seeing right here. What I believe at some point this year, we might have crypto regulations. I think these banks are trying to get ahead of just like the Zebek, right? And the Blick, they're trying to get ahead. It told us Zebek's trying to get ahead of MiCA regulations, trying to get ahead of Financial Conduct Authority regulations. That's what they're trying to do right here. They just told us they're trying to get ahead of the regulations. So here's Standard Chartered. Let me show you that one. Standard Chartered completes strategic investment in Ripple. Look at the year that was, 2016. So Standard Chartered goes all the way back pretty much to the beginning with Ripple. And look at this article right here. Standard Chartered is working with Ripple's custody, which is Medico. Well, it's no longer Medico. It used to be called Medico. Now it's called Ripple Custody. Look what we got here. Standard Chartered backed Zodia Custody joins Ripple. Ripple owned Medico Global Crypto Storage. So we can see, look, you can clearly see this. Standard Chartered is like a bank. They've been partners with Ripple for almost 10 years. They've got the custody. They're buying and selling crypto. Wise joins up. Wise joins Standard Chartered. Notice how Wise doesn't have to join Ripple. It can join Standard Chartered. and still get the tech. See? So you won't always have to. Is Wise going to use Ripple? Of course. They're not. Wise is joining Standard Chartered, and now they get all the benefits that Standard Chartered has. The Ripple on-demand liquidity, everything Ripple. And they don't have to announce. Maybe Wise trusts Standard Chartered more than Ripple. I don't know. Like I already told you already, I don't see Ripple being around 5 years from now. I think the governments are going to dissolve it. Ripple came to serve a function. Ripple came to serve a function, not to become a bank or a business. Ripple's purpose, because Ripple's the government, okay? Ripple is the 5 families of the world. Ripple came in to help the payment system to get that's why Ripple doesn't want to be like a competitor, like a Bitcoin or something. Ripple has something called XRP. It's a bridge. Ripple's XRP is not intended to be used as money. So when it's used as a bridge, it's not a threat to a nation's currency. See the whole thing? Because Ripple is the government. Whoever's running the whole world, that government, the shadow government, whatever you want to call it, that's what Ripple is. So Ripple comes in to all these big companies, hooks them up, and then the big companies hook up to smaller, and then those hook up to smaller. It kind of goes like that. Ripple can't hit up everybody in the whole world. It's kind of like delegating authority. If I'm a manager, I got 20 people under me, and those 20 each got 20. You see like how all that goes? That's how it is with Ripple. Ripple can't go to every business in the world. Shit, it would take 3,000 years to hook everybody up. Have all these meetings and shit. So what does Ripple do? Ripple is right now hooking up all the top businesses, like a Wells Fargo, the top banks in the world. Look, if you get the top 10 banks in the world, you control pretty much all the money, pretty much. Because you guys know that, like, what, 1% of the people own 99% of the shit? Or is it 1/4 of 1%? 1/4 of 1% of rich people controlling 99. So Ripple doesn't have to hit everybody up. Ripple can hook up all the top 5 or 10 banks in the world and then get the countries kind of hooked up. And then that's why you have a Wise hooking up with Standard Chartered instead of Wise going to straight to Ripple. But Ripple kind of prefers, it looks to me, like hitting up real banks and countries. And the stellar circle stuff comes in for everything else. So Standard Chartered considering it's got relationships with governments, that's where Ripple comes. Ripple's not going to really, from what I've seen, 99% of what Ripple does is either with a government, like a Bank of Brazil, where they had closed door meetings, or Ripple makes agreements with like big companies, big banks, like that. So I think that should about do, yeah, we're at 57 minutes. That's just about an hour. Marco, thank you very much for that tax-free donation. Appreciate that. So that's what I'm seeing. Brian Hicks, great information. Thanks. And we got Jack Watkin. Welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Brand new. We got Durban's Finest Biker. Welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. And there you have it. If there's any last questions. Wait, we got Knuckle Dragger. Knuckle Dragger, gracias el Crypto Hulk. Hopefully XRP will explode this year. Do you think we can keep our XRP when the shit goes down? All that is a tough call. You know what? Just keep a variety of cryptos. I keep a variety of cryptos. I'm not going to just have one. I'm going to keep some, knowing that maybe the government's not going to let us have it. You know, we don't know all these questions and answers. We don't have all these answers and stuff. It's what you have to do sometimes is look. I only invest in what I can afford to lose. I do as much research as I can. I'm going to come up with cool cryptos for you to look into, maybe buy, And then if it starts going up, depending on how much you wanted to make on it or whatever, I mean, you could sell it or keep it. Look, I don't care. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Like, I'm just showing you evidence. Here's a great crypto. I'm getting in on this. I'm not saying I'm going to maybe ride or die to the end. See, you don't look at me on what to do. Because I already told you, I get super high before every show and all this stuff. What I do for you is present to you information, show you facts, and you decide, you want to long haul this or do you want to flip it? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't give advice like that. I showed you a crypto today that is going to be super fucking huge. Okay. I showed you they got all the top connections you could ever. You can't get any more better connections than Zebek. You can't get any better connections. So, but Cryptoholic, what are you doing here? It doesn't matter what I fucking do. What matters is I'm just showing you evidence. That's all I'm doing. And if that's a cool crypto, great. If you want to buy some of it or not, I don't care. It's not my job. My job is to present to you a deep dive. That's what my job is only. All right. 1970 legend. Now you know why I'm always posting Zebek stuff. I think it will be a good one. Yeah, look, I'm not going to have a crypto on my show and talk about it for 20 to 30 minutes, probably on multiple occasions if it's a shit crypto. I don't do that. I present information. All I do is present information, right? You look at what I presented. If you think that Zebek having all these connections is dumb shit, then I don't care, man. Or if you think it's awesome, I don't care. I'm just showing you what the information I found. I took the screenshot so you could read it, and there you have it. If you want to put money in and it goes down or it goes up, I don't fucking care. I'm not here for that. What am I here for? To present evidence. And what are you here for? To learn and do what the fuck you got to do with the information. That's just how it works. Robert Russell, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Says, hey, Bobby, Baluba. Virtual Escape member for 6 months at the 2024 crypto explosion. I have more faith in Zebek than XRP. Whenever I research Zebek's past, it seems more trustworthy than Ripple's shady past. Zebek works with Ondo, XLM, and etc. Well, I've already shown my information for today. Oh yeah, so on this program, everybody put a comment in the top chat. After the show, put a comment. Save this video to your favorites. Share this video with a ton of people. Maybe they'll share it. It'll boost the price of Zebek so you can make some money. And then make make a playlist of 8 videos. Hit play. If the volume's too loud because you get a phone call, use your keypad to hit the mute button, not the button on the YT app, because they'll know that you're letting it play for 8 hours, but it's on mute. Then I get alerted to a fake viewer. They tell me who are the fake viewers, trust me. So I encourage you to watch the whole 8 hours, but if the volume's a little loud, just kind of control it with your keypad. Mac, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Like the video, flaggots. Well, that's kind of like an interesting word. I think I'll leave that one alone. Thank you, Hulk. So you could make money on this crypto. You could sell it. I don't care what you do with it. Could you make whatever? I mean, yeah, it's a great crypto. So with that, I'm going to end this video and go do some stuff. And I'll hopefully be back at about 5:00 p.m. with another show. I got to find news. So Robert Russell, thank you very much again for the tax-free donation. He's saying, Hulk, thanks for the deep dive. All right, cool. I'll see y'all in the next one.